What's up, guys? I'm starting a video blog. This is going to be about myself, life experiences, and it's all going to be related basically to guitar, being a guitar player in a very saturated world of just being a guitar player. I mean, there's a lot of guitar players out there, and pursuing a career in a very saturated field is very intimidating at times, and it is also just scary. But I love to do it, and I'm kind of crazy about it. So I'm going to start with how it all got started. So when I was 13, I went to a Good Charlotte concert, and I was with a group of friends, and they this band, Good Charlotte, I don't know if you know them, they're a pop punk band. They were just on stage doing their thing, and I remember I was 12 years old, and I just fell in love with music right then and there. I never really played an instrument before. I just saw them on stage rocking out, and that was what I knew. That's what I wanted to do. Sorry, I'm fixing my hair. You can see myself. These blogs are going to be vocal and probably unedited because, as you can tell, I'm going on a rabbit trail right now, and if I was to write and post it, it would probably take about 10 pages, which I don't want to write 10 pages right now. But anyways, so I go to this concert, I see these guys perform on stage, and I was like, man, that's, yeah, being 12 years old and having that, you kind of just don't even know like if that's real, because when you're 12 years old, you're most of the time in the 6th grade, and for me at the time, I was just chasing girls and didn't know if I really liked certain girls or whatever. But anyway, so I'm at this concert, and I see these guys perform, and I was like, holy crap, that's what I want to do. And so that was 2002. Then the following year, 2013, I was 13 in 7th grade. I wanted to get a guitar, but I also wanted to get a skateboard. And my dad's like, I'll buy you one. You have to pick one. And I I saved up like $100 to get the skateboard on my own, and my dad bought me the guitar. I wanted both, and I did get both, which was cool. But anyway, so 2013, I get a skateboard, and I get a guitar for Christmas. And I should have got that. I should have got that out. Well, later. So I get a guitar, and I didn't know how to play. I just knew I wanted to. I saw a band, and I don't know. Just being on stage, seeing them rock out, and I don't know. It's captivating. Captured my. I'm a thinker. I'm a dreamer, and I'm a talker, obviously. And so I just decided right then and there that's what I wanted to do. So I started taking lessons. I'm 13 years old, and I'm really just so motivated that I am willing to try and do anything. And so I learned how to play like classical flamenco, rock, blues, all sorts of blues, scales, just anything and everything related to guitar. And I just wanted it so bad. My guitar instructor, his name is Marvin Jensen. Pretty sure he probably hated me for a while because I'm a very slow learner, and it took me a while to get things. But once I did, I just took off. Like, if the thing is, like, when I learn something, it takes me. I tend to overthink situations, so I would learn something, and it would take a while, and you would kind of get frustrated with me because it would be kind of simple at times, but I would just make it harder than it should be. And so finally I would get something, and then I would impress them because I'd learn it and like, man, that's cool, blah, blah, blah. And nothing has changed since then. I'm 24 now. I graduated high school and I went to college. I got a degree in music, guitar. And, this whole time I've been drawn to the instrument and the potential it offers. And it offers a lot to myself and my soul, my well-being as an individual. I love it. I adore it. I've never really been scared to try things with the guitar, and honestly, there's a part of me that really, I think just my soul, it's been a gift that I've been given, that I play the guitar. And it's definitely a journey. I'm by no means the best player out there, and I know that. But I do know that I love it, and I do know that I'm not afraid to do things with it. Pursue a career in a very saturated industry. I mean, there's dozens of guitar players out there, just crazy ass, like, kids who are phenomenal, pros that have been playing since they're 3, and they have the dream job that I want. I see a lot of that, and I see them, and I try to figure out whatever it is that has got them there. And something that I've realized is they've overcome a few things, possibly overcoming something that they're very uncomfortable with. For me, that is talking to professionals. I get fairly nervous when it comes to pros. Last year, I played in a band with Desiree Bronson. It's pop punk, country, folk. Like, it's kind of hard to say what style of music it is. It's a lot of fun though, and she's a cool person, really, really talented person. You should check her out. But anyways, so last year, we opened for Joe Nichols. He's a national touring act. He has a hit on the radio, and Trace Adkins. He's a big country star. And this is something I noticed right away about myself, is like I get really, really starstruck. I get really nervous. And I did. Like, I've seen backstage, I'd be like, holy shit, like, that's Joe Nichols. Like, he's playing pool. Like, there's fans going crazy over him, and I'm over here like trying to throw my gear away in my bag and just like get out of the way because I don't want to be in the way. And I remember I saw him because first we opened for Joe Nichols like in January, I think, and I remember I saw him, and like, I got all shy. I was like, oh crap, like, that's Joe Nichols. And I just like, I think he caught me staring at him. I was like putting my gear away, and I was after we played. It was at the Revolution Theater in Garden City, and he's like signing autographs, and I saw him, and it was just like, and I'm pretty sure he saw me just like staring at him. I was kind of like hunched over, like putting my gear away. It was pretty funny. But anyway, so I didn't talk to him or his band. I chickened out, like loaded my gear in my little crappy car and drove away. And it's just like, oh, that was a great experience. And then the Trace Adkins show came up, and we got that gig. And Trace and Joe are pretty tall dudes, and I'm kind of shorter guy. And I would see him, and I would just be like, man, these guys are huge, and they're also huge stars. Like I would see Trace on backstage, and he was like, that one was pretty serious. Like they wouldn't even really let us backstage with him, which I was like, man, this is a real deal. Like this is a pretty cool opportunity that I'm getting right now. But so we're backstage, and he's back there, and I see him, and I'm just like, crap, like that's Trace Adkins. Like I wanna go talk to him, but I don't even know where to start. So I didn't talk to him. I was like, crap, man, like this is something I really want to do. Like I don't necessarily want to be a star, but I want to be a professional guitar player. I want to tour with, a national touring act, like, and that means like a band such as Joe Nichols, Trace Adkins, pretty much any big touring band you hear on the radio or who is a signed artist. That's what I want to do. Because that's, what I saw 14 years ago when I saw in Charlotte, and I was like, dude, that's what I want to do, and blah, blah, blah. So that all happened, and I realized a few things about myself and those opportunities because, I played really well when we opened for them. I would practice fairly hard for the gig, when I was in college, I would work on other things besides music. I would try to do academic work. Didn't work out too well, but I did finish and I completed. But I always had my mind on music. And it'd really separate me from my peers. At least I thought it did, because I was in a college where I always felt that I wanted something different than everybody that was there, and there was a lot of talented people there, but I always felt like I wanted something different. So I was always distracted, always distracted in all my classes going. Even in high school, I was always distracted when it came to other sports. I was just like, all I could think about was being a musician, guitar player. And it started taking it a path of its own, and I let it. If I can recall times being put on the spot and fairly uncomfortable because of my guitar, like playing sports, that's a commitment, and if I had anything regarding music or guitar, I would totally drop. If I had a baseball game practice, I would try to leave early or get out of it so I can go play at a gig or whatever, because I started playing in bars when I was 18. So 5 years after I picked up the guitar, I was playing in bars. And that confronting an adult about something I want to do when I'm committed to them was really scary and uncomfortable. This is what the start of this blog series is about for me, is being uncomfortable and how it's actually really positive and it can alter the way you, I guess, it just makes you a better person. So I'd be uncomfortable with that, telling them, hey, I have a gig and I want to go do it. So I'm not going to be I'm not going to be part of this team function, and there are some consequences to that. And then even in college, if I had a gig, I would just like not do my homework. Sometimes I wouldn't even go to class. I would just go practice and get ready for the gig. And it was very uncomfortable because college took me a little bit longer than I felt like it should have. But by no means I think it was totally worth it. I mean, I completed my degree finally, but it was totally worth it. I mean, guitar is the thing about going into an industry that is very saturated. You can't second guess yourself, I guess you can say, because there's so many people, and it is about being uncomfortable at times, and that's what's going to help you go farther. So, let's see. Got distracted. Also, these blogs are going to be very informal. I would rather talk about stuff and let you see who I am rather than me write this down, because I feel like with social media today, it's really easy to hide behind the computer. It's very easy to hide behind, your keyboard and type stuff and make yourself sound smarter or dumb. And I'm not that smart, but I'm not dumb. I can talk. I'm actually making all this up right now. I didn't write any of it down. I'm just going at it. Anyways, it's about being uncomfortable. And it is uncomfortable. Anyways, so back to guitar and being uncomfortable about being a high school, college student, always picking guitar over things that I'm committed to. Education, relationships, friendships, going out on the weekends, being social. It comes down to being uncomfortable, because you have to really choose if that's really what you want. And for me, it was a priority thing. I had to be like, well, I'm not going to go out this weekend. I'm not going to hang out with this person or that person. And it's still kind of like that. But I just think it's not even worth it. It's not even that I'm going to get anything out of it. But I just feel like the time put into the instrument is a little more valuable than getting drunk or whatever the case may be, whatever the activity is going to be. I think about it and I'm just like, that time is not going to be valuable to me. And I think life is too short to not pick and choose what you want to do and be yourself, which is something that is also very uncomfortable. Being yourself, 100% yourself, is uncomfortable. Being a guitar player who's trying to fit in and succeed as a musician it's all uncomfortable in a good way. So why I think this is important is because we're faced with a lot of situations in our life where we are forced to do something. That's why I'll give a prime example. I had a gig tonight, and I posted on Instagram that I was going to do something like this and talk about being uncomfortable. And the reason I did that is because I know I'm being forced by myself to do something that, in other words, I could probably just skip out on because nobody is holding me. I'm not accountable for anything. I can do this or not, and then make it seem like I'm a big flake, which, in the past that could have been the case, but it wasn't. And I just really want to start this blog because I think social media is very, very popular right now, and I want to take advantage of that because it's just really easy to hide behind a phone, a computer, and just be something you're not. And I'm being like 100% real right now. And there's people who follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I don't want to lie to them. I look at all my pictures and stuff I talk about, and I'd probably say a lot of it is real. It took me a while to be like that, but it's all about being uncomfortable. And I think that might be a key to success as a musician, putting yourself out there and being different, but being yourself. When you are put in those situations, you can really learn a lot from yourself. So I'll give an example. When I did play baseball, I would have certain events that I needed to go to, like helping out at a meal type deal at a park, offering my time. I remember this one time I was playing in a summer league, and my dad's like, "Hey, you need to go to this thing and help serve food for the people there." And I was like, "No, I don't." It was summertime, and I did not want to do that. And I didn't want to do it because I had to talk and interact with people, which was really hard for me. Still kind of is. So I end up going, and I'm like pissed. I'm like, "God, Dad, I don't want to do this. I'd rather be home doing nothing or just playing guitar or whatever." And I go, and it comes out that I'm the only person who showed up out of people. They didn't even really know that they were supposed to go, I guess. But my dad made me go. And so now who looks good? I do. Because I did something that I didn't want to do, and it was uncomfortable. Now, who looks like they're a good person? I do. And I didn't really realize that at the time. And, I showed up, and I was like, "Hey, I'm here to help out." And they're just like, "Who are you? Where are you from?" I was like, "Oh, I'm from such and such baseball team. Aren't we supposed to be here?" And they're like, "Hey, was so-and-so supposed to be here?" And I'm just sitting there. I was like, gosh, these people don't even know I'm supposed to be here. What am I doing here? And I was so mad at my dad because of that. So I go and I volunteer my time, and it turned out good because just talked with older people and had a good time, I guess. And, the light and all of that I was honoring my dad. I was forced to, and I guess you could say I kind of did. And I had no idea what the outcome of the situation was, but I did it anyways. And it was really good because now I look like a good person out of, I don't know, 15 or 17 other guys who didn't even show up for something. And so I was like, now I think about it, I'm like, that's cool. And to relate that back to, my career as a guitar player and being a musician, there's certain things that I've experienced as a musician that I've struggled with. It's taken me a while to be comfortable on stage. But what I'm not good at is talking to professionals. I get really nervous and starstruck, like I said. And the good thing about that is when I do take a leap of faith and I get in an uncomfortable situation and I force myself to do something, I haven't experienced something that was bad. Everything has been life altering and very positive in my life as a young man and a guitar player. There's a vocal instructor that I pursued, which I don't take lessons from because I'm doing other things. But I was really nervous to talk to her because I heard that she used to play with Prince. And I was really nervous, and so I messaged her on Facebook and I started taking lessons from her, and she was awesome. Just super chill lady. And I learned a lot from her. I learned a lot about being myself and doing what I wanted to do. So that was a really good example of being uncomfortable and just kind of taking that leap. The second one was last summer. I went to this country stomp concert and I saw Thomas Rhetz. I think he's keyboard player, and I've like done research and I stalk and see who is who, and I found him on Instagram. I'm like, hey man, like I saw him talking to some people, and it's like, hey man, I'm a guitar player, blah blah blah. I want to do what you do, and he was just super super chill. And I saw him, and I was like, oh crap, that's Thomas Rhett's keyboard player, and he was just standing kind of close to me. He was talking to some people, and my girlfriend was like, you should talk to him. And I was like, okay. And luckily, like, I had a few drinks in me, so I was kind of like relaxed and I had some liquid courage. But I talked to him, and he was a super cool guy, just super, super chill. And just happy that I was a musician, which I'm just, a nobody in Caldwell, Idaho, and this dude is in a national touring act, and he just was nice to me. And I was like, man, it's cool doing stuff that's uncomfortable because I haven't experienced anything that's bad yet. And so that gave me confidence, which leads me to my next encounter with another musician from Nashville. He's a guitar player. He plays with Natalie Stovall in the Drive. He's killer. One of the best guitar players I've seen in person. And it was actually at the Caldwell Night Rodeo last August. And I looked him up and I was like, holy crap, these guys are good. And I found out that they're signed from Nashville. It's like, oh man, I need to go to this concert. It's in Caldwell, like my hometown. This awesome band is going to be playing. So I go and I go to the concert and I see him and I'm like, hey dude, can I buy a beer? And he's like, yeah, sure. And like I was kind of trying to warm up to him, not kiss his ass, but just kind of be like, hey, like I've seen you online, like you're awesome. And then after the show, I was like, hey man, I'm a guitar player and I want to move to a city, play music, learn how to network. He's all, and I asked him like, what kind of advice would you give to somebody about me? And he's all, don't ever put your guitar down. And I was like, cool. And it's been an up and down train that has stopped a few times. This path I'm on, and making yourself do things that are uncomfortable is a good thing. I've learned a lot. Being courageous and taking that leap of faith has led me to where I'm at today, which I feel like now more than ever, I really want to be a musician, and I'm really focused. I'm pushing myself, and I'm learning how to stick out from the crowd. And it's all because I've done things that are uncomfortable. So I leave you with that. Go do something that is uncomfortable, because you can't grow without it. And I still have a lot to learn and a lot more to preach, like I'm doing now, and going on rabbit trails and whatnot, but it is worth it. Regardless of who you are and what you do, it is worth it to do things that are uncomfortable. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this rabbit trail of talking about random stuff and getting back to what I was supposed to be talking about. But yeah, I hope to post more stuff like this. So, peace.